Welcome to Cooking with Cajun's Outdoor Kitchen. We fixing to make seafood cornbread dressing. Now when y'all go to Thanksgiving and Christmas, there's two people that they talk about all year long. That's the one that had the best dish and the one that had the worst dish. If you don't want to be the one they talking about for the worst dish, bring this right here to the table. And you'll probably be the one they talking about with the best dish of the week. Now we're going to chop this up an old yellow onion, about like this. Going to be about a half a large yellow onion. And we're going to get it in the pot and we're going to brown this for a few minutes. Alright, so we got about 1/3 of a cup of oil. We're going to put that oil in there. We're going to put this aside over here for the cleaning lady. Dang, that was you? Man, I thought that was maybe Gordon Ramsay calling. We got about half a cup of sweet Vidalia yellow onion. We're going to let that start browning and we're going to start working on this. We got us about half a cup of fresh parsley out the garden. We're going to chop that up real fine. And then we're going to chop us up some green onion. We got them sitting right over here. We'll chop that up. Once them onions get brown, we're going to drop this in there and get after it. While we're waiting on this to brown, the onion, I've got my parsley chopped up. I've got some green onions, about half a cup of each. I've pre-made that old cornbread. You gotta have it for this. Some must. We're gonna get this thing rolling. Alright, we got them onions browned down pretty good. We're gonna add that parsley and them green onions. We're going to cook that down for just about 2 or 3 minutes, not long. Alright, so we got this. We're going to add a little bit of water. And then we're going to add 1 can of cream of shrimp. Yes, I did say a can of cream of shrimp. Get that in there. I put that little bit of water. We're just going to dilute this. What's it a good time for? It's an excellent time to throw you some seasoning in there, like that sausage bone, Cooking with Cajun. Get that in there. Of course, it's low sodium, so let's add a little bit of this salt. Give it one more stir. And incorporate these flavors. And then we're going to let this simmer for about 6 to 8 minutes. Alright, so now that everything has come together, it's been about 5 to 7 minutes. We got about a cup, maybe a cup and a half. I like a little bit more seafood. Calls for a cup. And then it calls for a cup of crab meat. I'm gonna call that a cup. And we're just gonna mix this all up. Now we're gonna put the lid on this. You can see kind of how diluted it is. Just make sure you add water if you need to. Get it diluted about this point. Add your seafood. And we're going to put the lid on it. And we're going to let this simmer for about another 10 to 15 minutes. Let's see what it's looking like. Oh man. Boy, you could put that just over a bed of rice and be in business. I'm going to say probably about 4 or 5 more minutes. And we're going to be in business. Alright guys, so it's been about 15 or so minutes. We're going to take this thing over here. Lay that handle down. Oh, look at that. That ain't the makings of a good seafood cornbread dressing. Now we gotta get that old cornbread out of here. I'll dig right into this. And we just gonna crumble it up. Let's grab us some more of that. And we're gonna crumble all this cornbread that we think we need in here. Which I'm gonna say probably about 3 of these big old pieces. About 2/3 of that pot. I'll leave just enough for me to put on some, put in a bowl with some bread and with some milk. Just give that a stir to see where we're at. Boy, I wish y'all had smell-o-vision. You'd be eating the damn screen off your phone right about now. Now, you know what makes this better? Get you about that much of that old pepper jack cheese. Dump it right over in there. Give that a stir. Incorporate all of that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. You know what they say? You ain't first, you last. You cook this for Thanksgiving or Christmas, I can promise you, you ain't gonna be last. They'll be knocking your door down at your house. And you get that old lid back on. If you're doing this in the oven, do the same thing, just put it in. Why is my lid not fitting on there? This the wrong damn lid. Sure is. There's my other lid over here. Let's get this thing back on the fire. Over here in my little stand. Let's get the right lid for the damn pot. Now we still got our coals on the bottom. We're probably about 350. This is not going to take a whole long time, but we want to cook the top also. And if you do this in your oven, of course you ain't got to cover it. But if you're out here in the fireplace, we're going to create our own oven. And we're going to let that cook. And I'm going to say it's probably going to take about 12 to 18 minutes, depending on the heat. Alright guys, here it is. That motherfucking seafood cornbread dressing. Y'all want the recipe for that motherfucking cornbread? It's on YouTube. I said, boom.